I'm going to be showing you guys the right way to defend border in Rainbow Six Siege. Now, if you're defending upstairs, it's always common to bring a wall denial for the main wall right here. Typically, you'll see either Cade or Bandit being picked the most, but I suggest you either go Cade or Mute here. It's going to be really good to go Mute here because you can put one on the main wall, and if you want to prevent a drone from coming through this doorway, you can put one on this wall inside the closet right here, and then this is going to prevent any attackers trying to get their drone in through this doorway right here. It's going to get Mute jammed. Another really strong Mute jammer you guys can put in Armory, you can put it right here in this corner right here. This is going to prevent any drone from coming through top metal and getting through sight right here. No attacker is going to be able to get their drone through here. For the last Mute jammer, I always like to put it on the back wall because most of the time attackers will try to plant behind here with this wall opened if they're trying to push archives. The other thing I suggest when you're defending Armory, you should make holes up here. Not necessarily vert holes, but just enough space where you guys can chuck a C4 if they're trying to plant by the door in A, or if they're trying to plant behind the chastity and you can get over here, you could also throw a C4 over here and it'll kill anyone that's trying to get the plane off. Also, another thing you guys need to start doing, you guys need to start making holes here, typically by the default plant spots in each site. That way they can't plant here, and that's gonna have to force them to plant somewhere else in the room, perhaps somewhere where there isn't cover and you can possibly swing out. And then for archives, I would just make holes right here, preventing them from planting right here as well, and also behind A bomb right here. If you guys want, you guys can also make holes on the ground to see any attackers that are perhaps trying to destroy the utility from below. So this is a pretty good spot right here because attackers will typically go through the main double door and then come through here to destroy anything that might be on the ground right there. And another really good one you guys can use is over here by the window. Typically I see Ash a lot open up this window and just use an Ash charge right here or breaching round to kill the attack or the defender that's typically playing behind the half wall right here. So this is a good spot to use as well. A really good operator you guys can go to Armory too is Malusi. So a really good Banshee spot you guys can use is right here. So if you just melee the boxes right here, you can actually put a Banshee right here. And as you can see, it'll kind of hide the Banshee a little bit. So any attacker coming through the hallway and entering sight right here, it's going to set off the Banshee. And they're going to have to look at a really uncomfortable spot to try to destroy it. And this should give you enough time for a kill. Another really good Banshee spot you guys can use too, you can put one in the closet right here. You don't have to reinforce this wall. I'm just showing you guys if you guys want to protect it more. But if you reinforce this wall and you put a Banshee there, obviously you'll have feed holes here to prevent the attackers from planting on the default spot. But this Banshee will go off if they're trying to get plant off. So you'll know if someone's there trying to plant the diffuser. So this should help you out throughout the round as well. And another really good Banshee spot you can use is on this shelf right here. If you put it on the third row, there's going to be two boxes here, so just make sure you melee them. But this Banshee is going to hide itself really well because attackers won't be able to destroy it just by swinging like this if they're coming through this doorway. Now, one thing you guys can do with Wamai at the beginning of the round, if you guys want to prevent like an Ace or a Hibana from opening this wall, you can just throw your discs outside like this. You can put it on the lamp. That's going to hide the discs pretty well, and it's also going to prevent an Ace charge or a Hibana pellet from getting on the wall, and that's a really good way to waste time and frustrate the attackers. Alright guys, for the last tip, upstairs I'm going to show you guys some good Goyo spots you guys can use. You can put one right here. So obviously when the breach is open or even the door, putting the canister facing this way is going to prevent the attackers from destroying it. And there's going to be feed holes here so you guys can prevent the default plant spot. So you guys can just shoot the canister right here. And this is also going to set the whole area on fire so attackers can't come through. Another one is here. You guys can put this right next to the shelf right here. Putting it next to the shelf prevents the attackers from opening it from breach as well. They won't be able to see it. And if you shoot it, it's also going to set that whole area on fire. Now if you're playing a little bit more passive like back here and you feel like the attackers are going to swing, you guys can also use this one right here, shoot that, and this is going to set the whole area on fire. Now if you guys are defending bathroom and tellers, a tip you guys can use, you guys can go mirror and put a mirror on the right side of this wall right here. This is going to help contest any attackers trying to jump in through the window. You could also make a hole above the mirror, that way you can just chuck a C4 outside the window and kill anyone that's possibly close. A little tip you guys can use for the hatch here, you can put an electro claw right here. This is a good trick just because most of the time attackers won't really go Thatcher. They'll just go somewhere with EMPs and they'll expect the electro claw to be in sight somewhere over here. So they'll throw the EMP this way, think the Cade's going to be on sight, but it's really going to be over here hidden. So this should work pretty well most of the time. And as you can see, if you put it right there, it's gonna get the hatch. Tip you guys can use if you guys are defending over there, you guys can go Valk if you want to put a cam underneath this AC unit right here. This cam is gonna work really well. And what I actually did, I made some holes here just so you can see a little bit above as well. But this camera is basically for waiting room on the first and second floor. But if you make holes here like I did just to show you guys can also see above into offices, because you know most of the time attackers will be trying to play above if you're defending bathroom tellers. Okay guys, a really smart Goyo canister you guys can place is gonna be right here. Now let's say the attackers don't bring the necessary utility to destroy this, and this is still up during the round, and then they actually get in sight and try to plant. The planter could be planting beyond the vending machine just because that's the most common and protective place to plant, and an attacker will be covering them from the window. So instead of swinging the window, all you gotta do is just shoot this canister out, and it's gonna put that whole area engulfed in flames, and then the planter's gonna have to get off the plant and jump outside, or that's just gonna be a free kill for you either way. All right guys, the last tip I'm gonna show you guys for bathroom and tellers, you guys can play vert here, and you guys can actually see the double door that leads into passport from outside. This is one of the most common way for attackers to enter from, so this spot can actually work a lot of times. They're not gonna expect someone playing from above. Obviously don't make a hole like this big, I'm just showing you guys for example. Just make a small one, just enough where you guys can see the doorway when they come through. But either way, this works really well. If you guys are enjoying the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, and let me know in the comments down below what other videos you guys want to see. Alright guys, now we're in ventilation and workshop. I'm going to show you guys some cool tricks you guys can use here. If you guys are defending ventilation and workshop, there's some really good spots here you can put for Fenrir's gadgets. You can put one right here in this bin right here. Destroying this blue bin, it's going to conceal it pretty well, and as anyone jumps in the window, if this is activated, they're going to be blinded, and it's going to be really hard for them to get out of this room alive. Another really good spot you guys can put one of Fenrir's gadgets, you can put it right underneath this little bench right here. This is going to hide really well from any attackers outside the main door. Now I can see it just because I know where I put it, but for attackers they're not going to be able to see it. And if you activate it, anyone stepping in this area, whether they're trying to come in B, come in A, or just trying to go through this double door, they're going to get hit, and it's going to be really hard for them to stay alive. Some other cool spots I like to put clones at, I'll put one right here facing this doorway right here, and I'll put the other one facing the window right here. These are good spots just because it's really difficult for them to get destroyed. See, having this one placed behind the desks right here, the attackers won't be able to shoot it or destroy it unless they use some sort of utility like nades or EMPs. Same with this one. This one's looking at the window from this angle, and attackers won't be able to destroy this one either, like I said, unless they use some sort of utility like nades or EMPs. A good spot you can put a proximity alarm as well. You guys can put one under here. As you see, it's gonna hide itself really well if you destroy the white bucket on top here, so attackers won't be able to find it even if it's going off. Goyo canisters you can place as well. You can put two right here in the ventilation room, and this way you don't have to fully swing out the window. There's an attacker there. If you feel like they're going to try to rush inside and get a plane off, you can just shoot these. No matter where you are inside, you can be here, you can be all the way over there, but having this wall open is going to allow you to shoot them from the next room, and it's going to contest any attackers trying to